Well, hello, good people. How the fuck are we today? I wanted to make sure I've got everything set. I do. Whoop, 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 whoop. One thing I got going on wrong. There we go. There we go. I just need to do some. Got the old ticker down to 48 resting. That's awesome. So how's everybody doing? I wanted to go live lunchtime Q&A. I haven't had lunch yet. I actually will eat probably about an hour or two. I'm getting back onto the upcoming supplement we have from Obesity, called Obesity, and I am not hungry at all whatsoever. It's just one of the very, very positive side effects of it, besides the fact that it attacks visceral fat, that sort of thing. Naya, first time you've gotten on time. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. We're going to let a few people get in here. We got 24 people in here already. God damn. So just so everybody knows, we're still running our specials. We were going to run them for the rest of the holidays. And let me do this real quick too. View on YouTube. And it's just, I'm going to do just live Q&A. So, I mean, for real, just start asking questions away. I'll do whatever I can to answer every single one of them. I try to keep it, Megan, how you doing? I try to keep it health related, so let me know. I will, normally towards the end, excuse me, I just belched. Normally towards the end I will open up to just general discussion, whatever you want me to answer questions about, I will. But just ask away, I don't give a fuck today. I'm in a very, very, very good mood. We've got a lot of good things going on. What do you think of low-carb diet as a cure for diabetes? I wouldn't say cure because there's lots of other factors that go into diabetes and obesity. Lots. And sometimes when people, Ron, how are you? And sometimes when people go low carbohydrate, it causes like very low carbohydrate or no carbohydrate. It does cause them to crave more food, and then it causes binging. It depends on the actual person. I can tell you this though. You don't need carbohydrates. Like, carbohydrates are not essential. You have essential fatty acids you need, essential proteins you need, amino acids you need, but you do not need carbohydrates. You just don't. I function on very low carbohydrates. The only carbohydrates I normally take in a given day are from vegetables, because that's literally what I take in. I do occasionally, like last night I had a bowl of Cheerios, with oat milk. And like once a day I'll have something sweeter, but oftentimes that sweet thing is low carb too. That sweet thing is sometimes like a sweet potato, so it's still very low carb. I eat very low carbohydrate on the norm. And when I am on our upcoming supplement, it's even more low carb, more low. So, it's just, I caution that to each their own. I do think that we radically over-ingest carbohydrates as a species, let alone definitely as a country. And I think it shows because we are fat as fuck as a country. Like, it's pathetic. It's very sad how fat we are as a country. It really is horrible. Alan, have you ever heard of egg white bread? I made some recently and think it's great. I've heard of it, but I haven't tried it. I really don't. I don't miss the vessel that much. I use romaine leaves as a vessel when I need it. Like I'll even use them for tacos and stuff like that. Your response to Sophia Fat Liberation in the previous video was awesome. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't want, like, I'm not trying to shame nobody, right? I don't want anybody to think that I am. I've been morbidly obese myself. I have. The complete fucking radicalness, and I'm pretty sure it's a troll, but I will say this. Stuff like that, I do keep some of the trolls around, because I call it cultivating the trolls, because frankly, it gave me an avenue to talk about certain things. And people do actually think that. Like, when you see people respond, they actually do think that way, where it's like, you're telling people to lose weight, you hate fat people. I don't hate fat people. Fat people make up the majority of my business, which, by the way, again, we are running our specials. So we only have a few of the 6-month spots left before the price goes way back up. Like, way back up. We've got like 2 spots left before the price goes way, way, way back up. And prices next year will be even higher than what they were this past year, because we'll be taking less coaching spots. So the trolls, I totally agree. The trolls increase entertainment. They really do. Especially when you don't take it seriously. Like, I don't take YouTube that seriously. I love answering your guys' questions, which, by the way, if you ever want to watch one of these, it is also on my, on the Every Damn Day Fitness Facebook page, which they won't allow me to change the name of that. I've tried to change it to Alan Roberts. I've tried to change the name multiple times. They will not allow me to change the name on Facebook. I can't. Facebook is a dumpster fire anyway. Most social medias are. But this is on my Twitter also at the MFing COO. It's also on what's on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, or on Twitter. It's not on Instagram. So, if YouTube could, they would put right through the helmets on everyone. Yep, no kidding, no kidding. And what's a mantra phase to keep in mind when beginning a weight loss journey? It's not a journey. It's just the rest of your life. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you treat your body well, just make the healthier, mindful decision every single chance you get, you will get healthier. But if you stop and think about your food every single time and be like, is this the healthier decision I could be making? If it's not, you should ask yourself why. Like, if there is a healthier option available or a healthier decision you should be made, it would be, you should answer yourself why. Like, oftentimes if it's it's a holiday, you're going to drink a few, or you're going to eat some cake or whatever. I get it. Like, as long as it's not something that causes binges, I'm all for that. But it's not a journey. It's just your life. Like, because the problem is journeys come to an end, and we do that. Like, we see that a lot. That's one of the biggest reasons that differentiates our coaching from other coaching is we really try hard to help the person develop the skills they need to be able to continue on without coaching ever again forever. Like, stay healthy and be able to make adjustments themselves and understand their relationship with food much better. I got to fix this, guys, because just so you guys don't know, my ADHD would not allow me to talk if I was still fuzzy. But it's one of those things, like. I think that people should view it as this is your life. That's why I don't believe in like crazy radical diets and crazy radical exercise programs, is because those are like a crazy radical exercise program is great for athletic endeavor, great for challenge, everything like that. But if you don't depend upon that for your health, like your health should be based off of your daily physical activity that you habitually do. And if you don't do any activity, you should try to get in the habit of doing some, at least 30 minutes a day, stand as much as possible, that sort of thing. But it should be based on your daily caloric intake that you're happy with, that you can eat for the rest of your life. Because if you diet down, say you go on a really strict low-calorie diet, or you eliminate, or like you do something that you're not going to be able to do for the rest of your life, what are you going to do when you go back? Like, if you're going to go back to eating in a way that's going to cause you to eat the way you were eating before, you're going to gain the weight back. That's just moronic. It's stupid. It is what most of the fitness profession professes too, and I just find it ridiculous. I really do. Get a hold of your hunger, learn some skills. If your hunger is out of control, if you have a hard time with just you're hungry all the time, Mark and I and Sean from Ambrosia Collective, we are weeks away. We're going to sell it under the Ambrosia Collective umbrella, but we are weeks away of launching something that is going to help possibly millions of people gain control of their hunger, help them start at least eliminating portion sizes and things like that, reduce their actual physical stomach hunger down, and to gain control and build healthier habits for less of a price than what it would cost for most people to order 2 DoorDashes. Like, if we can save people from, like, when I'm on it, my food bill is reduced down by like a third. And so it's just, we're trying to help people gain control of their life, and be healthy, because there's anybody that does not try to be healthy right now, like try to be the most physically healthy they can, I don't get it. Because if you can't see the writing on the wall that eventually it's going to get to, like, they're going to make people try to be healthy if we don't address this shit. And that's not where I want to go. I'm not going to get into that. We'll talk about that on the Gains Cast, which, by the way, the Gains Cast tomorrow, and then let me hear, I'll put it in the chat. The Gains Cast, Mark and I are going to be, Mark and I are going to be live tomorrow on the Gains Cast at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, I believe. That's what he said. Let me make sure. We got one on here. 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, just in case. And that's the link to it right there. Check us out. We'll be talking about anything else. And Facebook is a dumpster fire behind Chili's with burning dog shit in it. That's creative. I love that. That's outstanding. Do you have kids or grandkids? Want to see them, or even great grandkids? Absolutely. What better? That's all the motivation anybody should need. It really is. Like, I made a promise to Crystal, and this is no shit. I met Crystal when I was in my mid-30s. I met her when I was in my early 30s, but we got together when I was in my mid-30s. And I became a dad when I was in my mid-30s. So I'm a little behind the eight ball. And my promise to her is that we are going to be holding hands when I'm 90, because she's 7 years younger than me. But when I'm 90, we're going to hold hands, watch the sun go down over the Gulf of Mexico, and we're going to go dance with our grandkids. Like, that's the promise. And I don't give a shit what I got to do to get there. I'm just going to be as healthy as I fucking can, and I'm going to make sure that I'm there for my family. Like, that's my motivation. Like, I don't give a fuck about how strong I am. I don't give a fuck about what my body looks like. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm going to be there. Like, that's the thing. I'm going to be there for them. It's not a matter of who I'm stronger than, or who I can jump higher than, or who I can do whatever than. Like, if your goal is to not live as long as you can for yourself, for the love you have for yourself and the love you have for your loved ones, I suggest you examine your life. I suggest you examine what you're doing this shit for. I suggest you examine the choices that you are making that's causing it so you do not care enough about either yourself or the people around you that you are willing to risk years, that you're willing to risk missing out on what could be amazing things, watching grandchildren grow up, seeing great grandchildren, going to your grandchildren's weddings, dancing with your grandchildren at their weddings. Like, what? I don't know what else people need. Like, I don't. And don't get me wrong, I was a dumb, jockish guy and everything like that, and I'm almost ashamed at how much I focused on being super strong over other shit. I'm like, it's like I don't have regrets because we wouldn't be here, and here is awesome. But it's one of the things where I'm just like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like almost embarrassment about how I would sacrifice like possible future health to be stronger than the next dude, like or even win a fucking ribbon or whatever. Like, was any of that worth my fucking like worth time with my loved ones? Was any of that really worth it? I look back on that and I kind of shake my head at myself. That's why I see all these people still like hang on a second, I'll get to that in a second, but I look back on myself still and I'm just like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, I mean, like, especially because, like, I can understand when I was still single, because I had kind of given up, on shit before Crystal fucking saved me. Before my wife came in my life and like gave me purpose and gave me life basically and made me a dad, like I had kind of given up on shit, and I just don't like. I get choked up when I think about it, but I don't understand what was wrong with me, And then like I really don't understand what was wrong with me afterwards. Like when I had so much already to risk what I knew. Like, I mean, I'm a smart man. What I knew was possible negative health ramifications just to be strong and be on, like, it's like embarrassing. It's weakness. And I'm glad I shed that. I'm glad I pushed that off. And I wish more people would, because it's not about aesthetics, and it's not about like strength, and it's not about stuff like that. Like a truly strong person is a person that's going to live for their family. Like that's truly fucking strong. Like that to me, like I'm more proud of myself, my strength, my physique, and everything like that now than when I could, squat almost 600 pounds every fucking other day and, throw huge weight around and still be able to jump and move. Like I am prouder now of my tiny ass body compared to that big body. One, I do like the aesthetics a little better, but, even without that, like I just want to be healthy. I want to be pain free. I want to be able to go walking in the mall and hold my wife's hand and talk and like walk on the beach and shit like that. Like those are the things, like those are the physical events that are important, not like deadlifting 600 pounds in front of fucking a bunch of other fucking dudes so they can scream me on. Big fuck. Who fucking cares? Like, winning a national tournament would not replace like a sunset with my wife walking on the beach. It just is not there, like I'll take, me being wrinkly and old and shit like that when I'm 70, walking on the beach with my wife holding her hand and talking about all the good things in our life versus winning any fucking tournament or any fucking competition against some other fucking dudes. Like, that's the fucking reality. And if you're looking for motivation, I highly suggest that's the motivation you find for yourselves. Is that like you really try hard to understand that you have one body and one life, and the people around you love you and want to see you be around, and you should love yourself enough to try to do that for them, and you should definitely love them enough to try to do that to the very best you can for them. And if you have got an eating disorder or if you've got problems with food, it is not weakness to try to get help, and it does not make you lesser for admitting that you've got problems. You should do so. You should get there. You should make sure that you are there for the people that are there for you. Like that's like, if I can impart any message on anybody, that's what I want to impart upon people. Like absolutely anybody. Anyway, I'm going to move on now. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So I appreciate it. The hunger suppression product you and your team have been working on. How has it been working for you? Amazing. Amazing. Like I actually was off of all supplements for about 2 weeks just because I want to do that occasionally. But it works amazing. Like I don't experience physical like stomach hunger. I still experience cravings and stuff like that depending on what I eat. If I eat something and I get a blood sugar spike, I will still experience some hunger from there, some cravings from there, because that's like less gut hunger and more dopamine response in your brain. But we are working on a secondary product for that also that would help control blood sugar regulation and insulin and stuff like that. And help with insulin resistance even in a little bit. Like a few of the ingredients are shown to work just as well, if not better than metformin, because they don't have side effects. But it works very, very, very well. And then I deal with other, I use the hunger management method to make sure that I stay not hungry in other ways. There's many given days where I don't actually experience hunger of any kind. I have to remind myself to eat. Especially when I'm on a good strip of I'm sleeping well, which is getting to be more common now. But when I'm sleeping well, I'm making sure I hydrate correctly, which is a lot of hydration for me, like 150 ounces during the winter, probably 300 ounces when I'm working out outside in the summer down here in Florida. And I'm eating in a good fashion where I make sure I don't over restrict myself, because if I over restrict myself, I tend to start getting food focused because my ADHD kind of takes over. But it's working extremely, extremely well. I don't experience hunger at all. I have to remind myself to eat, and that brought up all weird aspects all on its own by itself. Like me having to remind myself to eat was a new experience for me. It really fucking was. Let's see, Jessica, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Lost 20 pounds since mid-October, thanks to inspiration from you and a few others. Aaron, that's fucking amazing. Great fucking job. The more muscle you build, the more you can eat. That's very true too. Down from 275 to 255. Keep going, man. That's amazing, Aaron. Great fucking job. Great fucking job. Tip for staying active as a cubicle worker. See if you can get a standing desk for your cubicle, or a desk that goes up and down. That would be amazing. That's what we do with a lot of people. There are ones like the new ones coming out actually actually have a timer where you can time it during the day where it goes up automatically. It just reminds you to get up. But do that. My wife even has some chair yoga that can be used to help you stretch a little bit, help you stay mobile. I would set an alarm to get up and walk around every hour for about 5 minutes, stuff like that. JJ, I used to work in an office every hour, get up. There you go. Absolutely. Very good. Any tips or insights on time restrictive eating? Everybody does that. I think everybody does it in a way. Like Crystal even time restricts eats. She eats breakfast, doesn't really eat lunch, and then eats dinner. So it's 12 hour. I eat most of my food in a very short period of time, normally between 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. 6 hours is normally the max for me. Maybe a snack after that. Maybe a small snack after that or something like that if we're having popcorn to watch the show or something. But it's not for everybody, I will say that. I think a lot of it is mental too. I do suggest that if you are trying to restrict, the first thing you should try to avoid the first meal, push the first meal off as long as you can instead of cut it off towards the end. Because what happens is if you push the first meal off, normally when you wake up you're dehydrated. So just focus on taking in fluid. This also has the effect where you can stay very, very hydrated, rehydrate after your night of sleep, and your body getting rid of toxins and waste and stuff like that, expiration, perspiration. But so you can rehydrate from that. But also it helps so you stay hydrated, but you're not having to hydrate later on in the afternoon or evening, and thus possibly having to wake up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and interrupting your sleep. But that's what I suggest for that. What are the powders you mix with your seltzer? Are they low calorie? I use, I don't know if I have it over here with me, but I use ambrosia nectar, and I used a root beer, and it just tastes like root beer. It really fucking does. There's several other ones. I'm even thinking about, like, we're talking about maybe a different flavor too at some point in time in the future, which would be really fucking cool. Anyway, I'm a disc jockey. I get up every hour. That's outstanding. Great fucking job. The goal is to do better today than yesterday. Heather Johnson, that's very fucking true. Very fucking true. When did you start your health journey coaching career? Like, I've always worked out. Like, when I was younger, when I was young, I was a very fucking good athlete. I'm a naturally gifted athlete, period. And I'm not trying to, that actually takes credit away from me to a certain degree. But I've just got really good genetics, and I've always had really good balance, everything like that. I was in martial arts when I was very, very young, and then I was a gymnast, and I was a championship pole vaulter in high school, stuff like that, and a little bit of college. But the actual health journey, like when I realized that I really needed to get healthy, it was about 4 years ago. I was on a strength journey before then, but the health journey was about 4 years ago. Lindsay, how you doing? Excuse me, everybody. If you're not subscribed to Lindsay, please do. Lindsay with an A. Very funny reaction channel. I'll be live on that channel occasionally. I enjoy it very, very much. Yep, not living long, but living well too. Very good. What changes would you make to schools to promote healthy children? I always thought pop machines should be banned. Here's the thing. People should approach sugar, especially sugary drinks, how they would alcoholic beverages, because it really is a drug. I will say that. I can tell you this right now. The National School Lunch Program is horrific. Most of your kids, if you have kids that go to high school, they're mostly eating pizza every day. They have, the way the National School Lunch Program is set up, they have their main and an alternate. So by dietitian, they have to have a main and alternate that has so many veggies, so much protein, everything like that on it, right? So they have those two choices. They have a main and alternate that they prepare, and they prepare X amount of those. But then they also have the alternates, because we can't just, kids need so much option. Otherwise, for some reason, we think we're being mean to them or something like that. Instead of saying, sit down and eat what you fucking have, it's what I made for you, fucking eat it. We give them tons of alternates. Well, those alternates are normally French fries, chicken fingers, pizza, all the low cost, high return, easy made, mass produced items is what most of your kids are eating when they're in high school, when they go to school lunch. So it's one of those things where we should just take a better look at that. Parents should teach their children about food and about eating. Parents should fucking learn about food and about eating and be healthier themselves. Cook for their children at home. Don't depend on the school to be the healthy meal for the day. That's fucking ridiculous, because they're not going to get a healthy meal in school. Just make it so, another thing too, make it so you can I know my kid used to have a card that he would swipe. I would have loved it for them to be don't accept it for certain fucking items. I would have loved that, Anyway, weird, I got a live notification for this channel. Usually it doesn't show up until after it's over. That's fucking awesome. Maybe me actually just talking about health on here, and then on the Gains cast talking about the other shit that actually fucking is going on in the world. Maybe that's helping, so. I had my son at 43 years old. He's 3 now, and I'm 46. My main goal is to make sure his mom and I are in his life for as long as possible. Great fucking job. No shit. Make sure his mom is in his life as much as possible. Great fucking job. That should be every parent's goal. Hey Alan, I used to be a little overweight until I came across your channel, and your videos really helped me to push and lose that extra 20 pounds. Thanks a ton. Man, thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. I really, really do. Same, YouTube doesn't notify me anymore. They hate me. I'm honestly shocked. This channel has had 2 strikes on it so many times. I've been honestly shocked. It doesn't have any right now. I have a warning I have a warning, and this is why I have a warning. I have a warning for sharing a repost of the FDA meeting. I actually shared words from the FDA YouTube channel, and they gave me a warning strike and took the video down. Can't make this shit up. You literally can't. And YouTube's going to be a dumpster fire. The removal of the dislike button. I got some dislikes. I don't pay attention to that. But that's literally so they couldn't ratio the fucking. It's to hide shit from people. Anyway, I thought the same thing, JJ. I think it's so schools can legally profit off children for an event in school. I think catch this right after I'm done with my ab day. Great for you. What are some physical activities you and Crystal do with your kids? My child was encouraged to do whatever sport they wanted to do, and we would do it. We used to go hiking all the time. My son's an adult. He doesn't. He works for us, but he doesn't live with us. So he plays basketball, stuff like that, and just encourage healthy living. And we taught him how to cook. Like my son knew how to. My son made me breakfast in bed multiple times when he was like 6. So he's known how to cook for a long time. The man himself is live. Hi, people. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Alan bringing us to church today. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Someone has their priorities straight. You got this. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. This is way too wholesome. Sorry. I don't know. I might actually take, just so you guys know, I might take that clip and then and repost it places, because I think it's an important message. Like that's the fucking thing. Like I know I piss people off by the way I talk. The problem is that's the way I fucking talk. Like any of you that have met me in person or done a live video with me or something like that, or have been a client of mine, this is not this sometimes, however, unfortunately, is not a fucking character. This is literally who I am. I'm not one of those people that changes their voice and changes their tone and changes who they are just for YouTube. I'm not somebody that's going to be like, hey guys, tell me what you want me to say, and I'll talk about it, and I'll say exactly what you want me to say in my voice and with my humor, so then you'll like hearing exactly what you already think is right. That's not me. That's never going to fucking be me. If you hear me talk positively about a product, I use that product. And I've tested it and I use it. If you hear me talk negatively about something, it's normally because I've researched the fuck out of it. I mean, if you want my honest thoughts on shit, it's because this is literally who I am. I don't try to spare people's feelings because I think that is lying. To a great degree. Now, don't get me wrong. I will be like personable as much as I can and try not to hurt people's feelings like in person. But if a fat person asks me, "Do you think I should lose weight?" I'm going to be like, "Well, yes, because you're fat." I've said it to people in person before. We'll say it again. It's what I fucking do for a living, and it's not meant to be an insult. It's a statement of fact. And I really think that it is more caring of me to tell people, like, if you're morbidly obese, lose some fucking weight. It is, like, to me, it is like every American's responsibility, and we're going to get to that in a second. But, like, this is who the fuck I am. Like, I'm not going to play a character just because all of a sudden political correctness is supposed to rule the fucking world. Like, I refuse to do that. I'm not, if nobody fucking watches because I'm going to be me, I'm at least going to fucking be me. Like, I mean, I'm not going to fucking, the last person I'm going to sell out is me. Because I'm not going to sell out on who the fuck I am, because then I'm selling out on the person that, like, because I am not a character on YouTube. I'm not going to put stock in that. This was a joke to start with. Like, my wife and I were trying to figure out my wife and I, this is how this shit started. In case you're ever wondering how I got into this, I had already been a personal trainer at one point in time in my life. I was a corporate executive for healthcare, and I had been for a while, and I hated my job because it took me away from my family way too fucking much. And when my son was getting ready to be done with high school, we decided that I was going to try to shift careers. She was already teaching yoga and very successful. My wife has more certifications than almost every fitness YouTuber there fucking is. She understands, like, the hunger management method is hers. Most of the programs run are hers. She's my personal coach. Like, she coaches me physically. She's the one that figures all this shit out. I do the sciencey stuff more. I read the studies and shit like that. But when it comes to behavioral aspects and it comes to the logic and critical thinking of everything, she is the fucking genius. Period. She is the most prolific and most. She is the most. To me, the best fitness influencer that none of you ever fucking hear about. None of you will ever hear from. She doesn't. Being on camera is not necessarily her thing. She'll come on here and do stuff. Maybe we'll have her on sometime soon. But it's just not her thing. Like, she doesn't like social media. She thinks it's stupid, and I agree. But like, I would be selling out who I am, and that who I am is the person she loves, and I'm never gonna fucking ever do anything to jeopardize that. Like, none of this here is worth it. Like, it started as a joke. Because I was like, hey, I'm pretty, I got, I was like, well, I can go back to coaching people. I can possibly do some online coaching. I can train people in person. Maybe we can open our own gym. I was like, and I'll start a YouTube channel because I'm kind of funny. I'm kind of sarcastic funny. And, maybe we'll make a little bit of money. Like the goal in the first year of YouTube was to get monetized and make $100 so I could take her to dinner on YouTube money. That was the fucking goal because that was the minimum payout, was $100. Like that was the actual fucking goal. It's everything else just happened because I started just being me and saying shit the way I want to fucking say it and talking in the language I normally talk in. Now don't get me wrong, I can talk to people without swearing because sometimes that's necessary in communication, but I prefer to fucking speak how I want to speak, and that's me. So if people like it, great. If they don't like it, great. I don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, people have liked me and hated me. Like, my favorite one, Mark and I were talking about this. My favorite one is when people are like, I used to like what you said, and then you said this. You didn't like me then. You liked hearing what you liked come out of my mouth in my delivery. You didn't like me. You don't like me being like who I am and my thought process, and you don't find me, you just find me entertaining. And that's great too. Watch all the old videos. Watch the ones that don't fucking trigger you bitch-ass, punk-ass bitches. But I'm not going to change because people are all in their fucking feels. Like, I'm not going to change because people are all in their fucking fifis and can't seem to fucking understand that me being me makes me more authentic than people acting for you. That's the thing. Like, if you catch somebody who talks one way live and then in their videos their voice sounds different, their mannerisms are different and everything like that, that person is overtly lying to you. Which one's real? I would prefer to be a real motherfucker than one of these fucking fake ass YouTube people. So fuck that. Besides, YouTube is a very small portion of what we fucking do. I didn't make videos for a little while because they just kept, every time I made a video, they would fucking take it down and ban it. So why fucking bother? I'm going to do lives because I enjoy this shit. I enjoy helping people. And I enjoy upsetting people too at the same time. Like, I actually enjoy when people get upset. Because to me, it's funny to trigger people that have fucking low self-esteem and constitution. Maybe it'll toughen them the fuck up. Like people really fucking need to get past that. The world owes them everything to protect their feelings. The world is a fucked up place. If you think the world's harsh, most of you have not even felt the tip of the dick before it fucks you. What the fuck? Get there faster, people. Anyway. For a person searching for a therapist to address eating disorder issues, what are some of the questions you would recommend asking a potential therapist? If they've ever worked with eating disorders before, whether they think that the person should work on their physicality as well as their eating disorder, because trust on this is something that I really find crazy. If a therapist tells you to work on your mental health first before you even worry about your physical health, and if they say to an obese person, like, eat whatever you want intuitively so that way you can build a better relationship with food, and we got to watch your mental health first, and the person continues to gain weight from a morbid obese state because they're intuitively eating like a fucking dumpster, that is not helping you, because that is just the person not understanding that when a morbidly obese person intuitively eats, they're going to intuitively eat too much food because that's what got them to be morbidly obese in the fucking first place. And they're just letting their eating disorder fucking take over. It's an excuse to let their eating disorder win, and that's fucked up. Their credentials, everything like that too, are important to a certain degree. So, have you trained any martial art or combat sports? I did judo for a long time when I was young, but I haven't rolled on a mat in a long time. My son and I are talking about joining jiu-jitsu maybe sometime in 2022, depending on shit in the world and travel schedule and shit like that. Like I said, we got this new venture coming up with Mark and the Ambrosia Collective. The company is No Morbidity, and the first product is No Obesity, and it should be within the next couple weeks. So it just depends on travel and everything like that. Being around your loved ones, man, I just can't. The toxic masculinity on this channel. For real though, absolutely not the weakness to live for others. That's the hardest thing to do. Absolutely. It's honestly why I shifted away the way I work out. I was still at a healthy state when I was 140, but dropped to 120 as seriously helping my knees and hips this winter. I'm very happy to hear that. Like, people place way too fucking much emphasis on trying to be as strong as humanly possible. Don't get me wrong. You should try to be the strongest version of yourself. But when it gets to the point where you're like, I was eating unnatural amounts of food to, one, fuel my eating disorder, let my binge eating take over, but two, to be at an unnatural state of strength. Like, I was eating 5,000 calories a day, which my body absolutely did not need to be healthy. I was eating unnaturally large amounts of food in order to make sure I could be unnaturally strong. Now, once you get past the tipping point of that, you develop problems like sleep apnea, lower back pain, knee problems, and you're pushing your body at a way it was not intended to. Like a really, truly strong person just tries to be the most athletic, healthy version of themselves as possible within reason without pushing it to overt extremes, in my opinion, of course. It's a huge difference when hiking. I'm sure it is. Did you ever consider joining the military? I was in the military for a couple of years. I was a nobody. I don't talk about it that much just because I literally, like, it seems like everybody that talks about their military experiences acts like they were some sort of like sniper. I stood watch a lot. So, I mean, I was in, and then I had, I've got, and we don't talk about this very, very often, but I've got what's called WPW. It's called Wolff-Parkinson's White Syndrome. It's a little piece of extra tissue on your heart, and I passed out on a run and got medically discharged. But I got a free college education out of it, and I'm very, very appreciative. The Marine Corps life was not necessarily the one I loved either, like people telling me when I could wake up and shit like that. But I did consider joining the military. I did join the military when I was young for very few years, over half my life ago. I know it's going. It's an ongoing joke in your Q&A, but do you ever indulge in peanut M&Ms once in a while? I never do. I don't ever. It's one of my trigger foods for binge eating, and I mean it is a joke. We joke about it all the time, but it is it is one of my binge triggers, and I'm a binge eater. If I eat peanut M&Ms, I do not. It's like this thing that it's hard to. Imagine it being like an alcoholic drinking a beer. Like, do you ever just have one beer when you're an alcoholic? No, because that's alcohol. If I have peanut M&Ms or any facsimile, like anything that tastes too much like them, I normally end up eating everything in the cabinet for days because I eat. What happens is I have them, and for some reason it triggers something, and then I binge everything I can get my fucking hands on, it seems like. And then the next day, I have the stresses that cause me to have the normal binge from that day, and I'm pissed at myself that I binged, so I binge normally again and start the binge cycle, and it like fucking goes on for a couple days at least until I get a hold of it. So no, I don't indulge in, like, it's one of my triggers, and if you are a binge eater yourself, I highly suggest you talk to a therapist, find out what and why your triggers are. That's one of the first things you can do. We also do, I mean, I'm a binge eater, and I obviously have extended experience helping people with binge eating. So again, we do have our coaching available to anybody. So please do take us up on this offer. I'm going to post it one more time here. Copy. So, and like I said, we have very few slots left for the 6-month package, but there you go. Boom. Oh, you know what? That might not work because it got them all jumbled up, I think. Yeah, that didn't work. Give me a second. Boom. We'll do it this way. So here are the monthly packages. I should have done it this way. Bam. There we go. Back up to this person. Ooh, lots of comments I got to get to. So I'm gonna keep going down. I've gained 30 pounds since I started menopause. I would definitely talk to your doctor about that and see. Well, hang on. First of all, boom. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Close enough. I would talk to your doctor, and I would talk to them about hormone replacement therapy for a woman also, too. I lost 100 pounds thanks to you for inspiring me. Evelina, that's a great fucking job. You're very welcome, but you should be very proud of yourself. You did that shit. I didn't do shit for you besides say some shit. You're the one that fucking did it. So great fucking job. Seriously, great job. Tips on how to approach a conversation with a loved one whose health I'm concerned about. I would sit them down and just talk to them, tell them you love them, tell them this is coming out of concern. If they get upset with you, say you're sorry, but it is, remind them it's just out of concern for them. But if you don't have the conversation with them and their health keeps declining, I mean, it will be just as hard on them and you. So at least get it off your chest, Thoughts on fasting in general. I've been fasting periodically in the past, but right now I feel like I need better reasons to fast. What better reason? I don't know. I mean, it depends on the reasons you were doing it in the first place, or I don't know you exactly. I personally think that people way overestimate the amount of calories they need, and it's almost a luxury to think that you need to be sat down and fed 3, 4, 5 times in a day. It just really is. My thoughts on fasting are that extended fasts past 24 hours are a little fucking ridiculous, because why make yourself overtly hungry? Although when I'm on my supplements, again, need to be reminded, and there has been plenty of times where I've gone like almost like 30 hours where I'm like, shit, I need to fucking eat. But the main part is like, thinking that when people wake up like, well, I need some food for breakfast, it's the most important meal of the day, they're just lying to themselves. They are. So anyway, since you don't experience hunger on that supplement, is there a minimum caloric that you set for yourself even if you're not hungry? I'm asking because recently my doctor put me on a medication to help with my A1C, and one of the side effects has been that I rarely experience physical hunger. I have a lot of weight to lose, but I also don't want to do any damage. Would only eating when you are physically hungry do any damage? Well, if you don't experience hunger at all, depending on what they put you on, first, whatever they put you on, I would definitely check the side effects of and see how long you can stay on it. Because a lot of the medications that you're talking about now have serious bounce back effect. Even this Wegovy, this new drug Wegovy has a very serious bounce back effect, and that they're not talking about. But you can even see in the clinical studies of Wegovy where the person they lose like 10 to 15% in 68 weeks. That's actually not great fucking weight loss, by the way. Like a 300-pound person losing 40 pounds in 68 weeks is what I would consider, if I was coaching that person, to be a failure. But in the last weeks, 60, I think it's like 63, 4, 5, it's week 63 and 4, 5, the weight starts going back up while the person is still on Wegovy, which is dangerous. So I would ask them about that. But I would definitely, I don't necessarily set a caloric goal, because if you're not experiencing hunger, I suggest you focus on eating whole foods at least once a day in a portion of protein the size of your fist, okay? Vegetables the size of your two fists, and then starch, either potato, rice, natural starch, parsnips, carrots, something like that, the side of your side fist. I would talk to your doctor about making sure you're taking a very seriously good multivitamin. In fact, since you're going to be saving so much money on food, since you're not eating it, I would suggest that you grab something like Tiger Fitness's Immunity Stack, something like that, because it's a wide-ranging, has probiotic, has organ supports, has vitamin D, vitamin C, all the things you need. Just make sure you're not micronutrient deficient also. But I would make sure you ate at least one time a day, and make sure you got fiber and all like that. Whole foods, as much whole foods as possible. I would, however, take the opportunity of not being hungry to try to wean yourself off of, if not eliminate as much as humanly possible, any ultra-processed foods, and only view those foods as like a treat, as for pleasure only. That's what I would do. So, OMAD has been amazing for me when I have determination. That is, our supplement would help you be on OMAD fucking very, very, very well. What prompted my health journey? About 4.5 years ago, I weighed about 270, and about 3.5 years ago, I weighed about 270, and I was signed up for my first ever powerlifting meet, and I was going to probably break the national record for squat for my age division. I was well on track of squatting over 600 pounds. I was smashing ass to grass 575 in the gym regularly, multiple times a week. And then, and it seemed like every pound of weight I gained, like every pound of weight I gained, the stronger I got. And I just felt fucking like a freight train. I felt amazing. Like I felt so strong. Like I obviously knew I was not in fucking great cardiovascular shape because I was moving around 270 pounds. But again, gifted natural athlete, still had very good agility, still could box from 48 inches at that weight, everything like that. Was killing it, right? Wearing triple extra large shirts just to be comfortable in. Big man. And then one week, all of a sudden, I started feeling really fatigued, and my strength just took a fucking massive hit. Like what would have been normally like at one point in time, I was doing pause, like sets of 5 pause squats with 505. Like I'd go down, pause, stand back up, sets of 5 with 505. And then I could barely even fucking get up. Like massive hit in my strength. And then I talked to Crystal. I was like, I don't feel like I'm sleeping really well. And she looked right at me dead in the face. She said, "You fucking think so?" And she does not swear that often, by the way. And it's because she wasn't sleeping well either, because I was snoring like crazy. Like I had started developing obstructive sleep apnea, and it just like I went from being like stronger to just like almost a drop, like a straight down drop in like. My resting heart rate was really high, like in the fucking 70s. It's like 42 or 43 right now. And it like all my joints hurt. My arthritis was horrible in my shoulder, my knees, and everything like that. My lower back hurt. I like could barely fucking function. I couldn't barely walk around the fucking walk around the mall with my family. So we just scrapped the idea on the powerlifting and fucking decided that even if it meant the end of the channel and the end of the fucking businesses, that the promise I made for being 90 years old, son going out of the Gulf of Mexico, is way more important, and that's why I fucking changed. Didn't they start saying pizza is a vegetable? Yes, pizza is classified as a vegetable in schools. Very fucking bad. Very bad. Is there a way to target visceral fat, or do you just target overall fat? I would worry about just targeting overall fat, but you can. There is plenty of data that say that ultra-processed foods add more proportionally to visceral fat. Things like beer, alcohol, empty calories. Obviously, that's why they call it a beer gut. It's more prevalent in men than it is women, but it also a lot of women that have to worry about visceral fat much more are women that have things like PCOS. They have higher than normal androgen levels. Yohimbine HCl has been shown to have a better effect on visceral fat, on stomach fat, and there's a few other things. Our product that's coming out has one of the ingredients does help the glyconeogenesis of visceral fat a little better too. Like I have no visceral fat. Like that's why if you see pictures of me hitting the full vacuum, or even the video of me hitting a full vacuum, that's why I have no visceral fat left. When I did have a humongous beer belly, like my huge beer belly. So let's see. I'm hopping down some, so if I miss you, let me know. I'm 43, growing up there was no alternatives at dinner. No shit. Eat what I fucking put on your goddamn table. And I agree with that. Definitely. What's your opinion on alternative medicines like chiropractic visits, acupuncture, dry needling? I have not tried acupuncture, dry needling, or the cupping yet. Mark fucking swears by the cupping, and I've got a few friends that swear by the acupuncture. I will probably be trying it. Chiropractor, I do love the chiropractor. I can't wait to visit one sometime soon. Because they're fucking awesome. Let's see. I'm too poor frugal for all that, but valid point. I don't know what you're talking about anyway. You owe Tyrone an apology. I don't owe Tyrone shit. People would not be speaking about him probably anymore if it wasn't for me. But and I'm not talking about him anymore, so he should take what he can get. So. People have asked me like why I'm not making those videos anymore, and I have no drive to be doing the roasting videos anymore. It risks the channel, and it's just not. It takes up too much of my time. I still like doing that kind of comedy. I've even thought about doing actually a comedy act before. When we were going to do the cruise before the world went crazy, I was going to do a full stand-up routine on the cruise. But people ask me who to watch to get videos like that. For V-Shreds videos, a lot of people make very good V-Shreds videos. Sean Najaway, his V-Shreds videos, I find very humorous and funny. I like them very much. I find them entertaining and informative. So Sean, I suggest you check out Sean's channel. I find him greatly informative, but also I do find him very, very, very funny. And if you want to see good roasting videos of Tyrone, I suggest you watch Tyrone's channel. His own channel is a very good roasting of his channel. So I suggest you watch it. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. How people react is all on them. Anytime we get upset, we should do a self-assessment. Exactly. Do you have any healthy tips on eating healthy in a food desert? In my sociology class, we were learning that people in food deserts often have to choose between utility bills and healthy food. I have yet to go to a gas station anywhere where I can't buy rice and beans. I'm sorry, but I understand what you're saying, but I lived way out in the fucking country, which is technically a food desert at one point in time, and we always had rice and beans in the fucking house too, okay? And for people that live in food deserts, grow food in pots if you can, too. Like you can grow your own herbs and seasonings and stuff like that. But for real, very honestly, rice and beans, it is. It'll help you save money too, because it's super dirt fucking cheap. And I'm going to point this also out. A person that is obese, that lives in a food desert, can always just eat less of what has them obese and spend the rest of the money on a multivitamin to make sure they're getting better nutrition anyway. So, what's my opinion on a 12-step approach, Overeaters Anonymous? Everybody needs to find what works for them for that stuff too. So I have nothing against Overeaters Anonymous. I don't know enough about it to really be saying stuff about it. I do know that the 12-step program for AA has worked for a lot of people I do know. So I'm just going to say that. Do you still keep some of the clothes from your big days to remind you of your progress journey? I do not. I got rid of my last Triple X T-shirt. I found it in my closet not too long ago and threw it the fuck out. I do not. I actually use it as a rag. I cut it up and use it as a rag now, I think. Just to remind me. But let's see. I have a thing about people swearing. I don't trust people who don't swear. Same. Mental health goes hand in hand with physical health. I completely fucking agree. Completely. Which do you prefer, working out in the gym or at home? I feel like when I'm at home, I lose motivation. That's just me. It depends on the mood I'm in. I personally like being at home and working out. We have a gym in the garage, and I use the TRX a lot right outside this door here on our patio. I like going to the gym. We belong to a gym. Don't get me wrong. I like going there. I can say that I don't like people talking to me, looking at me, anything like that at the gym. I just fucking don't. I don't know why. It's fucking weird. I'm a very, obviously, again, I'm not famous by any fucking stretch of imagination, but I'm a known figure. I do get recognized in public, and that's not something I love, especially when people, walk up to me at fucking PetSmart and fucking scream "goddamn" in my face. It's off-putting. But please do continue to do it, because I do appreciate people that like my content. So, but I prefer at home. I really do. That, and I find it just when I'm ready, I'm ready, And I'm going to go down here. Cindy. So you don't feel physical hunger on your supplement? You said, oh, okay, I already answered that for you. You just asked it again because you thought I missed it. Sorry about that. I'm just way behind, guys. Way behind. Way behind. I've heard people say you can damage your metabolism by not eating enough, but you know what? I would worry way less about my metabolism and more about my hormones than anything. And when people say they don't eat enough and it damages their metabolism, normally it's because they fucking crashed their endocrine system by not eating enough healthy fats and not getting enough of the micronutrients and building blocks they need. You need amino acids and fatty acids, period. And you need to eat enough that's not going to starve you. You're not going to feel like you're starving and get mentally focused on food and develop a poor relationship with food. My suggestion to you, Cindy, is even though you're not hungry right now, my very serious suggestion is to set yourself up on a moderate level of foods that you like, that are healthy for you, that are not processed foods, and then you can, once you go off of this medication, maintain that food and go from there and stay at the healthy weight. That's my suggestion to you. People that worry about eating too little and blah, 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 all that crap, I just find it to be slightly, horse before whatever. If you're worried about eating too little, eat a little bit more than that then, but most people should just take the ideal weight for their body, multiply it by 11, and that should be your caloric load. And then please do understand that the calorie counters you're putting that stuff in are random, wild, pretty much 25% range up and down guesstimates. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to take care of something. No. And there we go. And then see. Sorry, I'm hitting send on our food order. And just found out I'm pregnant again. Congratulations. Is it possible to change body composition during pregnancy? Got a skinny fat problem. I am not qualified to discuss that with anybody, especially over online. If I was you, I would definitely talk to your doctor about getting a nutritionist consult for that. But the ultimate goal is for you to stay as healthy as possible for you and the baby. So I am not qualified, nor would I feel comfortable talking about that online with anybody. I wish I could help you, though. I wish I could, and I think that that's the best help I can give you, is to just let you know that you should check with your doctor about that. Absolutely. Anyway, what exercise lifting the lamp in the back? What exercise lifting the lamp in the background. I don't know. All right. I have a loved one just started at the gym and began a health journey. Do you have any advice on the best way to encourage and support them? Have them be very, very, very consistent. Have them. There we go. I just blocked the Cal Rittenhouse. Have them be very consistent. Help motivate them. Help work to their level. Don't try to push them too hard, but also just be like, okay, let's get it going here. You're on Immortal. That's outstanding, Cindy. That's outstanding. You also take vitamin D, nectar, Mark Sink. That's outstanding. What's up from Bermuda? Sean, what's up, motherfucker? We have clients in Bermuda, or had clients in Bermuda. Al, what's the root cause? What's the root cause of obesity? Is it a sort of cult which misleads people? No, I mean it's multifold for different people. Most of the time, it's just bad habits, and people get themselves addicted to food, like highly palatable food. Gas stations even have bananas. I know it's ridiculous. I mean, people use that. Do you think the Omicron variant is a weaker version of the other variants? That's what happens. Me and Mark will be talking about that more on the Gainscast tomorrow. So we'll just leave that till tomorrow, okay? And you can check that. There's a Gainscast Facebook page and everything like that too. Grocery stores usually have slight bruised apples and fruits in the back they give away. I wasn't aware of that, but damn. How did cereals become breakfast of choice for fine carbohydrates? Andrew Kellogg. Andrew Kellogg made breakfast unhealthy for people. If people normally had food first thing in the morning, it was normally bacon and eggs and protein and fats and stuff like that. Kellogg's store in World War II. Exactly. Very good, Freedom. What's up, motherfucker? Absolutely. Dunkin' diabetes. No shit. Fried cake for breakfast. And don't get me wrong, Dunkin's coffee. But I won't. I'm done with Dunkin'. Anybody that gave away free donuts to people that took a fucking therapy, fuck that shit. In a time when we should try to be as healthy as possible. That's another thing too. I really believe this. It is every American's responsibility to be as healthy as possible. We literally just closed and destroyed the fabric of our society almost for 2 fucking years because of health. It is everybody's responsibility, and I mean everybody's responsibility to fucking be as healthy as possible. If you're a morbidly obese person, you have a multiple responsibility to both yourself, your family, and frankly society right now to be as healthy as possible. And yes, I did block him. I don't fucking. Why? I mean that's not even health related. So fuck that shit. I need your coaching. Sign up in January. I'm going to let you know the January prices are probably going to be much higher than the ones I'm posting right here, right now. So. It is what it is. We only have so many slots. So, Wax is on Netflix. I don't have Netflix. So, once they did Cuties, I'm done. And I don't watch that much TV. My wife and I watch old shows. So, thanks for all you do. Thank you, motherfucker. I appreciate it. So, it's pretty amazing how much moderate exercise and walking can help with your hormone balance. It really, really, really is. I have an endo, and all menstrual problems disappeared after a year of rest, healthy food, and daily walks. That's a life. That's a healthy life. Getting good rest, getting good hydration, having daily activity, eating 80 to 95% whole foods, eating ultra processed foods is 5 to maybe 10, 15% of your full caloric load. So you can maybe just view those as things eaten just for pleasure, so you don't have to feel super restricted to avoid overeating, and eating mostly healthy food. Congratulations. No shit. That's fucking awesome. Awesome. Great fucking job. I've been eating honey roasted peanuts right now. I mean, I would watch the calories in those. You can eat a lot of nuts very fucking quickly too, so you got to watch. Sit here to watch this on your cheat day. I would not. First of all, cheat day, a whole day. I wouldn't do a whole day. I would do maybe have a meal for pleasure, but that's actually worked into your caloric load of the week. So. You don't even want to know what I'm eating right now on your cheat day. Like I said, I wouldn't cheat. I wouldn't call it. You're not cheating. Your body knows what you're eating. That's the fucking thing. So, we've been on almost an hour. So last bit of questions. What would I suggest for skinny fat people trying to recomp their body? If you're not gaining or losing weight, I would try to do your very, very, very absolute best to clean up your nutrition to the point where you're eating mostly whole foods. vegetables, lean proteins, fruits, very, very, very minimal ultra-processed food, and getting proper sleep, proper hydration to make sure your endocrine system is running really, really well. Most people that think they need a body recomp need to lose 20 pounds. Just saying. Most people that think they're skinny fat or that they just need to body recomp probably need to lose about 20 pounds. You're not going to be able to recomp to what you are. That's just reality. Almost every dude I know that says, I'm just going to body recomp when they're 200 pounds does not fucking understand that they are not going to get there. I mean, that if they're at 20% body fat and they just plan on recomping, they're not going to fucking get there. You need to lose some fucking weight. It is what it is. I really think that you're skinny fat. Most people nowadays that think they're skinny fat are just fat. I got to be real. Unless you're unless you're underweight or at what would be a lower body fat or a lower body weight range for your area, I think you're probably going to have to lose a little weight. But I would just get consistent, good activity in. Consistency is key when trying to change the composition of your body. So healthy foods, plenty of protein, plenty of healthy fats, minimal carbohydrates from ultra-processed carbohydrates and stuff like that. Whole foods, exercise cures skinny fat, absolutely. So that's my suggestion to that. Now, last question, anybody? Let's get it. Anybody? Here we go. Why throw off your insulin balance after working out to get this? Why throw off your insulin balance after working to get your system balanced? I don't know exactly how that references is. Please start comedy roasting again. I miss it. I'm not gonna. It takes. I'm not. I mean, you can watch me on TikTok. I'm trying to be decently funny on there. Plus, also deliver my points. But if I start doing comedy again, it's going to be like maybe a year or two from now in front of a live audience. But I'm not going to fucking do comedy roasts on fucking YouTube no more. YouTube is. Oh, you're talking cheat days. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Why fuck up your blood sugar balance? Exactly. I completely agree. Let's see. My BMI is 19, but yeah, maybe I'm just fat. No, I mean, you're actually close to being underweight. And if you're skinny fat and underweight, you probably need to just work out much harder. And you probably, I mean, if you're skinny fat at a BMI 19, you eat like shit and are lazy. Meaning you eat very bad foods for you, low in protein, low in healthy fats, and you probably sit around a fucking lot. Just being honest with you. Change your nutrition up, eat healthy, more focus on that. You know, eat as healthy foods as possible, whole foods as possible, and get consistency of activity in, giving yourself a little progressive overload. But don't ask, you ask a vague question, I give you an answer, and then you're going to be all shitty. Fuck off. What would 15% body fat look like? It's different on everybody. Let's see. Eating every 2 hours works for me. Good. Anyway, guys, I'm over an hour. I'm going to wrap this up. I hope everybody has a great fucking day. And again, last little bit, this is daily communication, weekly video conference calls, right on our app. All your programs are run right on our app. Communication through, you can track your nutrition, everything like that right there. So please do take the last couple spots for our holiday specials. We appreciate it. Hope to talk to you soon. God damn.